What's up, everybody? King of Fomo here, coming at you with your daily crypto update. Today, we're going to be talking about Pocket Network and running Pocket Network nodes. Specifically, can you sit on your butts running these nodes and earn $30,000, upwards of $30,000 a year? Personally, I do think that this is definitely within the realm of possibility over the next year or so, maybe next couple of years, maybe even shorter. So we're going to get into the numbers of how am I looking at $30,000 a year for this thing. And we're also talking about what Pocket Network is and kind of why I think it's going to be a big deal, or it could be a big deal in the future. There's a huge market that is currently monopolized by 2 or 3 different companies. Pocket Network is aiming to become a big chunk of that huge market. So we'll get into that a little bit later. I think they have a lot of potential to do that, and they are onboarding tons of crypto companies, which is why they're close to or in the top 100 coins right now and rising dramatically. So we'll talk about all that stuff, but before I do, 2 things. Make sure you guys head on over to my Patreon page if you want to get plugged into this type of stuff early, learn about things like Pocket Network before everyone else, and you want to talk about things like NFTs and other things that are yield generating in the crypto space, then that Patreon page is definitely going to help you. You'll get access to some of my videos early, and you'll get access to my Discord community where we talk about this stuff early too. The second thing I'll talk about is I've made a lot of predictions in the past couple of years. I've been wrong about a lot of my predictions, and I've been right about a few of them. So that's just the way the crypto goes, though. Like, if you're right a few times and you're really, really right a few times, then that's going to pay off for the majority of times that you are incorrect about your predictions. That's the way that it's worked for me. Like I said, I've made more bad calls than good calls, but I'm in the green dramatically from the good calls that I've made. So Pocket Network, I do believe, has the potential to be a very good call if it does kind of do the things that I'm expecting it to do. So before we get into the technicalities of this thing, and I'm going to be very layman's term with it. I'm not going to go, crypto nerd on this at all. I'm going to make it sure that you guys understand kind of what this thing does a little bit, and you can look into the technicalities of it more on your own later. But before I do that, I know that one of the things that people are most interested in is the earnings. How do you earn with this thing? So with Pocket Network, you can earn more Pocket tokens from running a Pocket Network node. So a couple of things to note here with running a Pocket node is it is difficult. So a lot of people have left comments on my channel saying running a node is easy. Well, it's easy to those of you who have been around the computer for a long time and have messed around with it, and it's probably pretty easy after you get it going, but honestly, getting started with it, especially if you've never run command prompt or you don't know how to work Amazon work services or anything like that, it's extremely difficult, has a huge learning curve to get started with. So that's why you can see right here, the risk is moderate and the complexity is hard. So to kind of mitigate that, there are people who are running nodes for you. They'll take a cut of your earnings or somehow take some money to do the actual service of running the node. But that is definitely an option that's out there for people that are doing this. And I'll tell you about one that I'm doing. And again, it's pretty easy. You just email the guys and they pretty much just walk you through it step by step. You don't have to learn pretty much anything. We'll talk about that. And we'll also talk about running your own node a little bit later too, which is something that I plan on doing in the future. So the rewards for here are pretty phenomenal if you're looking at this in the same way that I'm looking at this. First of all, the minimum amount that you need to run a node before you get all excited is 15,000 Pocket tokens. Now at the current price, depending on when you're looking at this, 15,000 Pocket tokens is a little over 30K, or almost 20K here at $1.28. So pretty hefty start price for one singular node. However, the yearly earnings that you're going to be getting from this thing, if it does go the direction, like I said, that I think it's going to go, can potentially be upwards of $27,000 that you're earning yearly from here. Monthly, $2,288 that you're earning monthly. And again, these are rewards that you're getting from staking or from running a node, which means that Unlike a lot of the other nodes that we've talked about on this channel, running these nodes doesn't burn your tokens. So in addition to the fact that you're running your node, you can take your tokens out and sell them and get back the money that you put in if the price of the coin is the same or higher. So these are definitely rewards that are nothing to sneeze at, nothing to push aside. And this is one of the big reasons why a lot of people are running nodes on the Pocket network. Now, these are all numbers that are related to a super bullish trend, which is about a 5x. Now, a 5x puts Pocket network, which currently has a market cap of about $800 million, we'll round that up to say about $1 billion, to about $5 billion, a little over $5 billion is where that 500% raise would be. Now, again, if I'm projecting and looking out towards the future for where crypto's going to be in a year, and just in general, I think that crypto's not dead. It hasn't reached its top point. I think that the market caps for all of these coins are going to go up a lot over the next couple of years. So being in the number 30 spot is not going to be the case for a $5 billion market cap. $5 billion market cap might be down around like rank 50. So can Pocket Network get to rank 50 as the crypto market continues to increase? I think the answer is definitely a yes. And we'll get into the reason why and what this thing is towards the end of the video. So keep watching if you're wondering, well, why is this coin significant whatsoever? But this is just giving you the brass tacks of the numbers right here at a close to about a $5 billion market cap, a 500% raise. You're looking at a Pocket Network token of about $7.49, close to $8. Now, if we put this in the calculator right here, 15,000 tokens, and we're going to multiply that by $8, it's about $120,000 per node. So that's one of the big reasons why I'm looking at this token right now, as opposed to kind of waiting until it starts making movements, because looking at a price of 20K a node, or maybe even 15K a node, if the price does go down a little bit back to $1, $15,000 per node is way more affordable than the future of what we're seeing here at this $7, close to $8 price range, which would put it at $120,000 per node. That's way less affordable. Now, again, if you do get this node early, things go the way in the most positive direction that we can see, and we get that $5 billion market cap, you're going to be looking at a monthly earnings of, that's a steady paycheck right there, $2,288, and yearly earnings of $27,000 for this Pocket token. Now, that's with 15,000. If you're going to go all out and you really do believe in this thing after you do your own research, you can put in 30,000 and increase your monthly and yearly earnings even more, respectively, as you go more and more in this. So exciting stuff as we're seeing here. Some of the things that we can talk about, well, let's talk about how to run a node first before I get into kind of what this thing does. So again, the easiest way to run a node is to have someone else do it for you. Now, it is kind of new, so there's a lot of services that are out there that are kind of overwhelmed with the people that are interested in jumping in on here. So they don't have a lot of resources to run your node. You have to kind of be put on a waiting list. The company that I've looked at and I've talked to right here is called Coder. So I'm not going to talk about how Coder works or the details of getting into this, because again, if you're interested, all you have to do is email these guys and they will walk you through it step by step. They will be transparent and tell you exactly how much it's going to cost, how much they're going to be taking out of your node on a daily, monthly basis. So again, for those who are interested and who do not have the coding knowledge, technicality, to run their own node, I will leave a link in the description to these guys. You can get in contact with them. And again, you guys can do your own price predictions, but you kind of want to get Pocket tokens cheap before they start to rise, so that you can either run your own node or get somebody else to run it for you. So that's the one way to do it. The other way to do it is to run your own node on your own by purchasing cloud services, or if you're really technical, if you have your own equipment at home, you can do that. I might make a video of that in the future. I'm going to try to do one of my own nodes in addition to having other people do it for me. But that's going to be quite a ways off, as like I said, there is a learning curve to figuring that out. A lot of people say it's easy, but like I said right here, the complexity of running a node, according to these professionals, is hard. And like a lot of that has to do with if you've never done a lot of stuff on the computer before, like it's going to be tricky. So that's running a node if you guys want to get involved in this, based on the numbers that I've talked about right here. But again, I highly recommend that you keep watching and you do your own research by looking at other videos that are going to get more technical than I just did talking about this. So what does the Pocket Network do? Now, again, I'm dumbing this down. I'm keeping it as layman's terms as possible. So a lot of this stuff is going to be outright wrong, but nonetheless, you'll understand. So there are some companies out there that basically run the entire internet. So if you have a website that's pulling data from somewhere or doing something in the background, then there's two ways that you can get your website to do what it's supposed to do every single second so that when people visit, they have up-to-date data. One of the ways is to have a server in a computer server in your basement or wherever you have it so that it's continuously on, running, crunching the numbers, and having those numbers available for people to see when they come to that website. Most everybody does not do that unless you're like a super secure company. But most companies, I'd say 60 to 70% minimum, are using services like AWS. If you guys have heard of Amazon before, the huge Jeff Bezos Amazon company, and Google services and a few others, these kind of top 2 or 3 companies are doing that for them. So they basically have the servers in their basement. Amazon has a basement full of servers. Google has a basement full of servers. You pay Amazon or you pay Google to do the computing for your website. And so when people come, they come to the website, they get up-to-date information, and that their computers at Amazon and Google, they don't turn them off, and they watch them, they make sure that they don't burn up or anything. And everything works very, very nicely. And that's why we have the internet that we have today. Now, again, what Pocket Network is trying to do is corner that market. Again, if you have your monopoly of just your Google and your Amazon, it's hard to compete with them. But right now, Pocket Network, I think, is doing a great job being a top 100 coin and onboarding a lot of other crypto companies and NFT companies to use their service instead of Amazon Web Services or Google. Then what that's doing is basically if you want to do that service, you pay Google, you pay Amazon. What Pocket Network allows us to do is we all can run nodes, and running these nodes will give us the money that would be originally going to Amazon or Google. So in the future, if Pocket Network does become even a competitor to Google and Amazon Web Services, then you're looking at a huge return of the Pocket Network tokens, the Pocket Network token growing in value, more nodes coming online, that kind of thing. So that is the potential that I see with this thing, and this is not just a shot in the dark. You guys can look at the Pocket Network Twitter and, like I said, do your own research on this. They are growing exponentially. A lot of different things that you might even use on your own in crypto right now are using Pocket Network to kind of run their websites and their smart contracts on a live basis, and the network is growing even more and more over time. As long as that growth continues, and as long as crypto continues to grow and NFTs can continue to grow and more eyeballs are looking at things that are decentralized and saying, it might be a better idea to have a bunch of computers all over the world, i.e. Pocket Network, doing making sure that the internet as a whole is up and running, as opposed to having 2 or 3 companies running the entire internet, being sort of single points of failure. I mean, that did happen. I think it might have been this year or last year. AWS, the Amazon Web Service, went down, and tons of websites just stopped working. Their backends just stopped working for an extended period of time until they fixed it, until they got back online. So that won't happen if you have a decentralized network like Pocket Network. Definitely, I think something to look into at the very least. You can earn some staking rewards from here. And again, these are just my predictions. We'll see if this thing does take off and become something. But nodes as a service, and in this case, having a service like Pocket Network, I think, is definitely part of the future. Check it out for yourself, guys. Again, I'll leave links to some of this stuff in the description if you guys want to come to this staking rewards or you know, all this stuff that I really just showed you, the CoinGecko link, the price comparison link right here, and even their Twitter page or their Discord. Look into it. And if you want to run your own node and you have the tech savvy capabilities to do that, then that's what you should do. If not, look at some of the other people to run nodes for you. Personally, I wouldn't really just buy this coin to ride it up in the value of the price. There's probably other coins that are better to do that with. But if you're going to purchase this coin and run a node, that's really the way that I would look at it. That is everything for today, guys. I'll catch you in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. And again, follow that Patreon channel if you want to get exclusive updates to things like NFTs and stuff that I'm looking at for the future, but you know, reluctant to make videos about right away. You know, there's a few actually that I'm going to be mentioning there after this video. But I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.